Hi everybody, this is Keith Bedgen with Keith Bedgen Reptiles, and I'm going to try to answer some questions about how I headstart my redfoot and tropical tortoise hatchlings. This first cage that you see here in front of you is a cement mixing bin. This particular model that I've made is the larger of the two. It's ribbed, as you can see there on the side. It's got a plexiglass top. It's hinged. It opens like this, and this leg falls down and stands up to prop the top plexiglass lid open. On this side, you see I have newspaper that makes for easy cleaning. They tend to eat and poop in the same area. That's what you see here. There's also a small, very shallow water dish. I use cypress mulch. I always use cypress mulch. It really helps. I have two humid hides. This entire cage is humid, so they're open, but there is definitely additional humidity when they burrow in here in this cypress mulch like that. Like I said, this is the larger version of the two. After this, I'll show you the smaller version. But this cage can house 1 to 2 redfoots for up to 2 years, maybe only a year. But it's ventilated here to help airflow. Depending on your environment, you can drill as many holes as you need. It's heated on the bottom. It is heated with a heat mat that's been made 12-inch, low wattage, very low wattage, and it's just taped on the perimeter with this aluminum tape that you see. This particular tape is made by Jurassic Rock. I don't think that's in production anymore, but low wattage, you don't need a lot of heat. And again, I've said this a million times, I always use a thermostat. The cage is propped up on one side where the heat is to prevent any buildup of heat or hot spots. That's very important, and always run your cage on a thermostat. That about does it for this cage, and I will show you in the next clip a smaller version of the same cage. But this particular model, 1 to 2 redfoots, couple years at best. That's really about it. I'll get to the other cage now. This is the smaller of the 2 cages that I make from cement mixing bins. Both these bins are available at Home Depot. This is the smaller of the 2, as I've said, and this is good for a single hatchling, a year, maybe more. Cage construction is pretty similar. This particular one has a light on the top, as you can see. It's relatively small, it's compact, it's easy to use. It's got the lid, got the plexiglass lid. It's hinged here instead of in the back to accommodate the light. There is ventilation, as you can see here in the holes. There it's hinged. Again with the cypress mulch. Again with the newspaper. Once again with the very shallow water dish that you see here. They need to be able to climb in and climb out, so it's level on this side here, and it also has this screen that helps them grip and climb out. I've learned the hard way that hatchlings can flip upside down and drown themselves in a water dish, so I keep it very shallow. Newspaper over here helps them eat and poop, makes for easy cleanup. Just throw away the newspaper, replace with the old. In the back here is where I usually have a humid hide. There's not one in at this time, but underneath there is where I have the plastic cutout to facilitate the bulb. On this ballast, this is an 18-inch ballast. What you don't want to do is have a barrier of plastic or any obstruction between the bulb itself and your animal. It will inhibit the UV to varying degrees, so you want to keep that open. If you're worried about the bulb falling into the cage, it's best to secure it with a piece of wire or something like this, so the animal gets the full UV. This is a very small ballast. It requires a fluorescent 18-inch bulb. It doesn't generate a lot of heat. It is just a light source. I use a 5.0 low spectrum UV for the redfoots. They really don't particularly like it very much, and they don't need it that much, because you got to remember they're in the bottom of the rainforest. So humidity is controlled again with the holes and how high you have the top vented or open, and that's really about it. It's very simple. Heat, rather, that's located on the bottom. In this case, it has a Zoom Ed pad. I think it's the extra large size. It's also very low wattage. It's taped around the perimeter. They don't recommend that you use it on plastics, but I'm operating this enclosure on a thermostat. I really can't say that enough. You can even have two thermostats. But it's also propped up on these wooden blocks here, and that helps facilitate that there's not a buildup of heat or any hot spots in the cage, to get out of control. The probe is put inside on top of the heat pad in the interior of the cage, and that would be your highest temperature area, so the animal can thermal regulate. And the heat pad in this wraps up the back a little bit, which is nice, because then you can put the hide right in front of that, and it kind of wraps a little bit around the animal, the heat. But that's really about it. Very simple, very cheap. The plexiglass and the bulb are probably the most expensive items. And again, it doesn't have to look just like this. It can be something similar, function the same. You want to just keep humidity up